Today's Louisiana dish is a classic and one of our all-time favorites.
Steeped in tradition with layers and layers of delicious flavors.
Loaded with sausage, smoked ham, red beans, and of course, perfectly steamed white rice.
Mardi Gras or not, this dish is one to celebrate.
Oh man!
It is.
Celebrate.
It obviously beats. It's Mardi Gras time.
And I got all of these beans, you know, from a gift
how
store.
did you get those
It was a
beans?
gift store. It was a gift store. There are other ways to get beans.
I've got some beans I could throw at you
and I
if you do something.
Okay, well, I won't. Okay, let's get making this classic dish. It's one of our favorites. We've made it for years. So let's start with beans.
Look at all of this stuff.
I know, it's all goodness.
So good.
So one of the most important components of red beans and rice are red beans.
Yes.
So I've got some kidney beans. You want to start this the night before, preferably. I have a pound of dried red kidney beans that I put it into a bowl, and then I covered them with water and let them go overnight. The next day, you'll notice that they have bloated a little bit.
A little big.
And then I'm just going to drain them. And now I've got a nice sized stock pan. Just get a large pot. I've got a gallon of water in here, and that's 16 cups of water. You just want enough to cover the beans by quite a bit, because it's going to make this incredible soupy deliciousness.
So good.
Then another really important component to build this amazing flavor is a ham bone.
I love this.
So whenever you're making a ham, like this is, we froze our Christmas ham. We got that from Mangalit's Estates, the best pork in the world. We got a discount for you.
This makes this thing so
It's
good.
incredible, and it's good if it's good and meaty, because some of that meat is going to fall off, and
right
some
there.
of it will fall into my herbs. We had I had an extra bone in there, so we're doing double bones, but that's okay. Some of the meat falls off in there.
It's so good.
delicious,
We eat this for days, y'all.
It makes a good amount. And then we've got some bay leaves. These are about 6 fresh bay leaves. And what I'm going to do is now
we wait on
That's
this
coming.
stuff.
That's coming. So now I'm just going to bring this over to our stove that we have back here, and I'm going to turn the flame on high, and we are going to bring this to a boil.
Yeah.
And then this is going to slow simmer all day. So now let's make some other amazing, some other fillings that are going to go into this red beans and rice that are just to die for.
This is when the house starts smelling so good.
It smells amazing. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil in here.
Which do you want?
We're going to do both of these.
We got andouille sausage.
This is smoked andouille sausage. You can nowadays, it's so easy to find, especially we're down in Texas, down south. It's really easy to find.
And a cubed ham.
Cubed smoked ham.
Yeah.
Again, you can find both of these often in your supermarket over in the meat section, like. Yes, and then give it the voodoo
magic wand,
the voodoo good luck spell. And anyway, so that was andouille sausage that I cut into strips like this that you can see. This is smoked sauce. Gosh, I can't speak. Smoked ham that I cubed. Again, you can find this. If you can't find either of those, you could just go with a regular smoked sausage. If you're going to go with andouille that is fresh, that's not cured like this, then you're going to want to go ahead and cook it first. And you can either do that on the grill, you can cook it in the skillet. That's actually really delicious. And then slice it. But we are going to let this cook over medium-high heat until it starts to brown, and then we're going to add some more flavor enhancers.
You guys, it just smells so good right now.
I like your big bulbous beans.
Thank you.
They're really.
You don't want to know what I did to get these.
No, I don't. I don't think I think I had drank too much high octane cocktails at that point. All right, we're going to keep cooking this until they're good and brown. Okay, so now this is. You don't want this to get
Hello.
Oh my God! Heavens! Wow!
I'm celebrating.
I know. It's when we're filming this, it's very close to Mardi Gras. This is one of those dishes that's so fun to have people over. And if you can't
just make a big vat of it.
Yeah, if you can't get down there for Mardi Gras, then bring it to your own home.
Yes,
bring it to your own kitchen.
have a parade in your backyard.
We do that all the time anyway. So okay, so now you see this is it's starting to crackle. It's starting to get brown in spots. You don't want it to get it completely like burned or browned all over. So now we have got 1 medium onion that I've chopped. I hear you rattling.
I know. I feel like I'm Cyndi Lauper when they were filming We Are the World. They're like, what is that noise? She goes, oh, it's my chains.
It's my jewelry. Okay, that is 1 medium onion, and this is 2 jalapeno peppers that we've diced. I took the seeds out and the ribs out to make it not. This isn't a super spicy dish at all. We're going to add enough other seasonings and enough liquid. It just adds a little bit of that loveliness.
So good though.
We love everything.
Heartwarming.
I know, we love everything. So, you know, Louisiana cuisine, it's as, I think it's got to be as diverse about a cuisine as there, and the people, anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
There's so many French, you name it, there's an influence on it.
Yeah.
There's Creole, there is Cajun, there's Louisiana, which is different from those. We have talked about this before in the past, and boy, have we been schooled on it. So we're not going to claim to be like experts.
Yes.
You guys tell us what we're saying is wrong, because we know you will.
Yes.
All we can say is we love visiting. We love the Bayou. We love Louisiana. The good thing, even about Louisiana, there are so many great chefs that have set up shop there that you can get every kind of Louisiana dish in New Orleans.
It can be Cajun. It can be Creole.
Yeah, and it's dang good. And it's also worth making a trip out into the, you know, go to the Bayou. Cajun country. You're going to get some of the best food you've ever had in your life there, and meet some of the most beautiful people. We love going to New Orleans because you see the, you know, all of the music, the art, the cuisine.
And I worked on a ship that docked in New Orleans for like every week, and let's just say I had a good time.
Yes. He would call me literally at 7:30 in the morning, and it was also around Mardi Gras, so you would hear just like people have. And the Super Bowl was around that time too in New Orleans.
That was a little.
So I'd be like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and it sounded like, you know, he was like, I know,
it was a party.
We're having a good time.
Boom,
right.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. And we've had some good times and down to the Big Easy too. I love the food is just what keeps bringing us back. Okay, I think this is actually softened good enough, so we can just keep on moving. Now I've got some garlic. I like a good amount of garlic. This is probably 4 to 6 cloves that we've diced, that we've minced. We're going to get that nice and aromatic. Okay, now talk about aromatic. We are really going to start building up some flavors. This is one tomato that I've just given it a rough chop. That will cook down. Now let's start adding some delicious flavors. This is whole grain mustard, 2 tablespoons. You can use spicy brown mustard, you can use Dijon mustard, but I think the whole grain really adds an amazing just flavor and gives it a little texture.
The
stone ground, yeah.
Yes.
You find that they call it different things, but you see that grainy mustard, that's what you're looking for. This is a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. It's gonna give it a little acid, which we like. This is 2 teaspoons of dried thyme leaves. Any kind of dried thyme will work. You could use fresh if you want. This is a teaspoon of cayenne.
Yes.
That's going to give it just a little punch of spice, but not too much. Don't worry.
You can always add some Tabasco later.
You can. And then I'm going to add my salt and my pepper once we add this into our simmering mixture over there. Now, wow, look at that.
Wow.
Is that not starting to smell familiar?
Yes.
Boy, oh boy, that is so good. Okay, we're gonna let this simmer for let those flavors really start to meld and the tomatoes to break down. We're gonna bring that to a boil, then we bring it all together, and then we let it simmer and wait. Oh my gosh, the smell is incredible.
Yes.
Okay, you see how that tomatoes are cooked down? You'll know the smell is just crazy.
I got it.
I've been letting it go in about 8 minutes. It should give you enough time to let your pot over here come to a simmer.
Look at that.
If not, you can turn that off and just wait till this comes to a simmer, which we are now at a simmer.
Just give me a big old spoon right now.
I know, but we're just going to keep on building this flavor. So now I'm going to bring this over here where you could do this all on one stove, but you know, we want you guys to get the full effect.
Yes.
So now I am I cranked my heat up to high, so we'll let that keep simmering. Just kind of a nice simmer. There we go. Now we're going to scrape that stuff carefully. It's hot, so be careful. If you have a Loon helper, that makes life so much better in so many ways. In so many ways.
You got it?
Yeah. I believe I've got everything. So now,
fabulous. Okay.
Now, you guys, this is when you just can sit back and just smell the joys of what you've done, because it's going to take a little while. We want this to simmer just a nice calm simmer for about 3 hours. What's going to happen is it's going to deepen those flavors, and it's going to make the beans just melt in your mouth soft.
And it's going to drive you crazy.
Because the smell is, well, you know, go make yourself a hurricane. Go do something fun like that.
Yes.
And then we're going to steam some rice, and then we eat. Oh my gosh. Wow, this has been murder. We've been working elsewhere in the house, and this smell, our whole house smells like, it's just heavenly.
Flo, I think, has spent the entire 3 hours sitting right here.
Flo's like, are you kidding me? Okay, so this is good. This has gone now for 3 hours. So what we're going to do, we're just going to finish things off. We don't need these beautiful ham bones. They have done their job, and as you can see, they have really. Whatever meat was on them I'm just going to put these in the trash.
Right,
you probably
there.
can't see. I got my trash right there. And oh, look at that bone. There is flavor in that bone.
Oh, gosh.
Now what is beautiful about this is like chunks of meat will fall off. There's a nice chunk of meat.
Yes.
I'm going to let that just stay.
Yeah.
You've also got some, you're also going to have some like fat and maybe some cartilage that you don't want that's going to come from those bones. So what I do, at that point, you're going to kind of want to have keep a close eye on what you're getting ready to serve people. So we've got a nice looking pot here that's kind of fun to serve people.
Yeah, just throw it on the table and everybody pass it around.
Yeah. And so when you get a ladle like this, you can kind of take a look and you can see if there is chunks of cartilage or just something from those bones maybe that you don't want to have in there. And this is also just a way to serve it into, see, here's another bone right here. I missed that.
So this is a good way to work it all out.
To check and make sure you're not giving anyone something that they're not going to want to eat in their red beans and rice. So we're going to continue doing this until I get this nice and full.
Oh, y'all, this is murder.
And you're also going to want to remove these bay leaves. You don't want to give those to your guests. Okay.
All right. Wow. And I went in with the tongs and I found some, big chunks of fat and then another bone.
Yeah. They lurk in there because, it's a deep bowl of goodiness. Oh, this is so heavenly. So now what we're going to do is we are close. There's another little trick that you can do to help make it is so good right now. But I like to get some of those.
Oh, yes, you're going to smash
some of
those
beans as best you can. They like to kind of move away from you. And just get a spoon and just smash some of them along the side. What that does is, I know, I'm so ready to eat this.
Flo is too.
We all are. We're all gathered around the pot of goodness. But what that does is it smashes them, and then it just kind of makes
it a little thicker.
Well, it makes it a little creamier and just delicious.
I know, like the broth gets a little thicker.
Yeah, which we love. And so now we're cooking up some perfectly steamed rice. We'll show you how we did that in just a moment. And I'm going to heat this up.
I'm going to get the bowls.
We're going to get the bowls ready, and then we are going to dig in like never before. Okay.
Oh, see, I could see because you squish those beans.
And it gets a little creamy.
Yes.
And this is also one of those things. I mean, I'm telling you, it's amazing right now. Tomorrow, the next day when you reheat it, it's like, oh, even better.
It is amazing.
Okay, so now we've got some freshly steamed white rice. This is classic. It's so easy to make. So all I did was I got a medium saucepan. I put in a cup of long grain rice. To that, I added a cup and a half of water and then a couple of bay leaves, a healthy pinch of salt, brought that to a boil and then covered it and turned it down way low and just let it simmer on low for 20 minutes. Then turn the heat off, let it sit for, say, another 5-10 minutes, and then you just fluff it with a fork and you've got absolutely beautiful rice.
There it is. All right, come on over.
It's the way to go. Okay, so now look at all these chunks of meat in there. I mean, that's from that ham bone. So now we're just going to bring this on in. Wow, that is, yeah.
I am dying.
And look at the
you guys.
color of that broth. Let me give you just a little more.
Yeah, come
There's
on.
more meat. These ham bones were really good and meaty.
Yes, they were. I love that.
I know.
All right, I want that rice.
I intentionally did that when it was Christmas time, and I was putting these in the freezer.
Hey, Chris, why don't you get yourself
Okay, when I was putting these in the freezer, I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave a little meat on because I have a feeling the Loon will appreciate that come later on down the line. I knew we were going to be making this, So plan, next time you're doing don't throw away those ham bones, just like you don't throw away your turkey bones and even your chicken bones, because those are so many things you can
Yes.
do. Okay, now let's add
right.
a big old helping of rice right here in the middle.
Thank you. Okay.
That's the way to do it.
Oh.
You know, I tell you what, there is.
So just a little bit. There you
This
go.
is where we always misspeak, but I believe the origins of this are Creole, and
Correct us if we're wrong.
correct us if we're
I'm sure you
wrong.
will.
And the flavor is, you know, the Creole and Cajun and all of these flavors are just so
Oh, come on now,
deep. And I'm
Chris.
gonna add a little of those chopped scallions. Anyway, whoever developed this recipe, I want to hug them because I love them. Now, I don't know. No Louisiana a dish would be complete without a little hot sauce.
Hot sauce. I got Tabasco. Chris's guy here.
I got my Louisiana.
Louisiana.
I mean,
I
we're doing
love Tabasco.
in honor of Mardi Gras.
You guys,
There's the smell.
I'm dying.
Then you just mix that rice in there. Wowzers.
Okay. I got my red beans. I got my
Some of that andouille
I
sausage.
got some ham. I gotta hold my beads.
Why?
Are you ready?
Yes. You get the slurp and all with Wesley.
I'm dying.
I mean, I feel like I should throw my beads. That's worth celebrating.
I'm gonna throw mine at you. These are great.
I think these deserve a bead toss. That flavor is so deep. Oh my gosh.
I can't tell you how delicious that is. The broth, the beans are just the rice. I'm gonna cry. It's so good. And it's so good. And it's
Go ahead. It's okay.
It's 1,000,000% Loon approved.
It is.
10 million. I don't know. It's so crazy.
Oh, you guys.
I love
If
that.
you're getting ready to celebrate Mardi Gras, consider making this because it is off the charts delicious.
Serve this to your guests for a Mardi Gras party, and they will love you.
And it keeps. You can freeze it. I mean, I'm gonna bring a batch over to my mom and dad. They're gonna be so happy.
I know. They
All right.
love this.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
We love
y'all.
you. Happy Mardi Gras.